Hey everyone, this is Kevin from Polygon again. We're really excited to have Irina and Shaila today from UpLift DAO. And as usual, the AMAs, for those in the audience, if you have any questions, feel free to raise your hand and we'll get you invited on stage and you can ask them personally. Or if you're a little shy, feel free to use the voice chat channel just above this channel, just above the podcast channel. Hi Irina, hi Shaila.
Hi, Kevin. Thank you for having us. It's really lovely to be here.
Hi, Kevin. Thank you. Thank you for inviting. Thank you for organizing all of this. It's great to be here.
Awesome. I think we're gonna give it a couple of more minutes and hopefully I'm gonna finish up the announcement. So we'll see. So anyone in the audience, I see Aaron, you're very excited. Maybe we can invite you to speak first. You are hello, sorry. So maybe we'd like to yeah, sure. If it's possible, maybe you can wait a couple of minutes. I would like them to just give a brief introduction of UpLift DAO, so we all know, uh, have some context and know what UpLift DAO is all about before you ask your question, if that's fine for you. So yeah.
So
Awesome. Thanks, man.
I'll start introducing UpLift DAO. We're a launchpad and a community of marketeers and angel investors. We came together in a quite an interesting way, and forming a DAO was a logical conclusion for all of us to work together. My background is law. I'm a traditional lawyer who spent 15 years in the oil and gas industry, and over 5 years ago, well, almost 6 years ago, I left the largest oil and gas company to dedicate my work to crypto full time. And I really believe, I'm a huge crypto advocate. I will talk anybody to death to get into crypto, to start working in crypto, to start accumulating, stacking the sats. Big fan of what Polygon is doing. I think it's a very great protocol to base especially the up and coming, gamify and DeFi projects. Big fan of Polygon, so very grateful to be here. And my colleague Shaila will introduce herself as well.
Hi, thank you. So Irene is obviously like a superstar in the space, being a crypto lawyer and everything else. I'm just a modest community leader. So I have been in this space for quite a while. So I'd say since 2016 is when I first got in, and I started. So my background is I was actually a teacher, a lecturer, teaching networking, computing, and business for the best part of 10 years. And I was really interested in blockchain. And in fact, I would start like teaching my students, like after school, I'd have little workshops on what Bitcoin is and how to buy it, and blockchain and how it's going to take over the world, kind of thing. And that was back in 2016. So it seemed like a natural progression for me to come into the space and become this sort of, I want to say evangelist, but I kind of enjoy spreading the message of blockchain and the benefits of it. And it's been interesting to see the space evolve, and I'm honored to be part of that I feel like I've been part of that process. Obviously, I'm not the fabric of it, but it's been great to see the journey of crypto since 2016, and I've had the opportunity to work with really big notable projects. And now I'm working with UpLift DAO, because for me, like when I met the team, I was just sold by the whole DAO infrastructure, and it just felt like, Irina says, a natural progression for us to have a launch pad, but with this DAO structure. So it seems like that's the way everything is going now, and it just feels right. So I feel like I sit perfectly with UpLift DAO, and I'm really excited to be here.
Ayla is a little bit modest. She's a community manager, and as we all know, blockchain protocols Web3 startups are all about community, and we're nothing without the community, and we are all about the community. So it's one of the most important roles, in my humble opinion. What the work that Kevin is doing with Polygon community, the work that Shyla is doing with UpLift community. In my mind, those are the most important roles, because that's all we are. We're just the community.
Awesome. I agree with that. Community is everything. So just a reminder for friends in the audience, there are two ways you can ask your question. Either you can raise your hand and get invited on stage like Aaron here, or you can type your question in the voice chat channel. So yeah, I think Aaron, I'm gonna unmute you. Fire away.
Hey, nice to meet you all. So it's less of a question, I guess, and more of it is a bit of a question, but it's kind of in the last few days, there's been a massive degradation in performance over on the Polygon network. So we're doing our best, like as developers, to deal with that. But the issue is we're trying to figure out like how we can communicate effectively with the people who are running the validator nodes. So it's quite a lot of stuff that's going on at the moment, and it's difficult to figure out like why stuff has degraded so much in the past few days. So I'm wondering if you guys had any comments on that, or anyone we could speak to.
Yep. I think regarding that, it's best if you can ask under the support channel. So if not, if maybe you can DM me and see how to help you get started.
No problem. Thanks.
All right. Thanks, man. Cool. So back to UpLift DAO. Really interesting concept. Would you like to expand a little bit on the team behind the DAO? Like who's leading the DAO? What is the composition of the team?
That's a great question, Kevin, because although we're all about decentralization and we're all about decentralized autonomous organizations, there still needs to be a leadership team behind the DAO. And we have a very strong technical team. They are mathematicians and PhD mathematicians by background, and they've been working in crypto for the last 5 to 6 years. And my background, and as I mentioned, I'm an attorney. I turned crypto attorney. I left oil and gas industry because I was absolutely, after many years working in oil and gas, I was completely disillusioned and disappointed how much we're ruining the environment and how much we're ruining the countries and economies by basically going into a country, sucking their oil up and selling to others. I mean, I just completely got disillusioned by traditional industries. And in crypto, I found this a sense of camaraderie, if you like. You see a Bitcoiner a mile away, and then you become, best friends, and going to all the events, meeting people from Polygon, and you immediately you connect and become best buddies. So that's how passionate all our team about crypto. And also, Shyla is our community manager. She's here already. She introduced herself. And another great thing about a DAO is that our community are marketeers and angel investors. So of course there are a few launch pads out there, but we don't feel that we're in competition. Absolutely not. The pie is so big and it's growing every day. So in no way we feel that, oh, look at us, we're the best launch pads. No, we're pretty great. We're a young kid on the block, and we are supporting our projects in any way we can support them. But we're working together with all the other, with a lot of other launch pads, with a lot of protocols, and it's all about inclusivity and supporting Web3 economy, because we're just starting, right? It's only the beginning. The party is only starting right now.
The other thing I just wanted to add was, like you said, who's behind the team, and I do think the team is obviously really valuable, right? So we've got, like we said, like probably the best mathematicians, some of the best mathematicians in the world, like working for us and stuff, and like a lot of thought leaders and really strong crypto personalities in the team, and a very strong council. But what's driving the project, what's driving UpLift is the community. And again, like the DAO structure, the fact that we've got I've never seen, like in the history of, I say in the history, if that's the right choice of word, considering, the space is so nascent. But say in the past 5 years, I've not seen such a diverse community. Like not in the beginning stage of a project anyway, considering we're quite young. So we've started around 5 months ago. UpLift DAO was launched, and the community is very diverse and it's huge. We've got a really massive community, and it's not just about the numbers, it's about the quality. So like Irina says, they really drive the project. They really we've got a lot of influential people with massive sort of community within themselves. Like you could even consider them like KOLs. Like they're so passionate about the project. I feel like that's what drives it. And the way we work is, because we work as a DAO, the future of UpLift will be decided by the community. So we put proposals to the community to decide on fundamental decisions that we would like to make, but we don't, they're in the hands of the community and the stakers. So yeah, so when you say who's in the team, it's obviously we've got people in the team, but the community is just as valuable.
Wow. Sounds really interesting.
Mhm.
So we have a few in the queue, but just before that, I understand that you have something awesome for everyone participating in the AMA today. Would you like to share a little bit?
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, so I just wanted to say, like, the people who are listening, we do have a bit of a treat for you. So we don't often do this, but we are feeling quite generous. So there's two really cool things that we can offer. Now, we know that there's plenty of IDO platforms out there. And even to get a look in for some sort of IDO allocation, you need to be, staking thousands of dollars to get, like $8 of allocation. But what we've got for your community today is we are allowing all the listeners, so I've taken a screenshot of the listeners, all the listeners who are attending our AMA today, we will be publishing a form. So Kevin, you'll just have to let me know where to publish this Google form. You will just have to submit fill in this form and submit it with your Discord handle and your MetaMask wallet address, and you will automatically be whitelisted for $100 BUSD allocation for our next IDO, which is coming up quite soon. And unfortunately, I'm not allowed to say the name of the IDO, but you will automatically have, as long as you pass KYC and everything else, you won't have to go through the process of the lottery process and everything else that we have. You will just automatically be whitelisted for $100 BUSD IDO, which is we think is really exciting and generous of us. The other thing is, we were going to talk about it a bit later on as we went through the questions, Kevin, but we are partners with, sponsors of a event that's happening in Dubai on the 20th of March. From the 20th to the 23rd, we're going to be sort of co-hosting this huge event. And I'm sure Irina will tell us a bit more about who's going to be there and, the ins and outs of it, because she's one of the most fundamental, integral people who's organizing it. It's going to be in Dubai. And it's a metaverse event, so it's going to have huge names and really heavyweight VCs and projects there. And what we would like to do is invite your audience to that event. So if you are going to be around in Dubai between the 20th and the 23rd, we can give you entry to the event. So these tickets are usually quite expensive, but we're going to be giving them away to the listeners. So yeah, two really exciting giveaways there. And we'll be, if you just let me know where to post the form, I'll get one of my colleagues to post the Google form in a channel so that people can start filling that in. And Irina, did you want to talk a bit more about AIBC?
Yeah, so AIBC is one of the largest blockchain and AI events happening all over the world. They have an event in Europe, event in the Middle East, event in Latin America and North America. So the next one is coming up in Dubai. And as we all know, Dubai is completely open for business. Very few COVID-related restrictions. It's a very safe country, very few cases, etc., etc. So if you are in Dubai, or if you want to travel to Dubai, we would be absolutely happy to welcome all of the Polygon community to come and check out awesome gamify, metaverse, NFT, and DeFi projects that we are hosting. And if you are a gamify, metaverse, or DeFi project, or you're building on Polygon, we are more than welcome. You are more than welcome to come and exhibit and showcase yourself. Something like 20,000 people are coming. So please make sure that you reach out, get a free ticket. It's completely free. It's completely on us. So the entire Polygon community are more than mostly welcome. So just give us heads up, and we'll get the organizer to email you the ticket. One of the cool things that, sorry, Kevin, did you want to say something?
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, so one of the cool things which I absolutely like, what's happening in the crazy crypto space right now, and is the most amazing gamify and metaverse company projects that are being built. And there's a few that are being built on Polygon, and I know that a few are coming to exhibit. And I'm very excited about this concept, because on UpLift DAO we're launching a few NFT and gamify and metaverse related projects, and the communities are just insane, and the potential I see is just insane. I've been in crypto for, like I mentioned, 5-6 years, and this is when I've never been more excited about the course of the projects than I am now. I've always been a little bit worried about the DeFi projects, and now it shows that I've been worried for a good reason. Rug pulls, issues with code, but when we're looking about the gamify project, there's just absolutely incredible opportunity there for multiple reasons. One is, as we all know, gaming is the largest entertainment segment in the entertainment industry. Billions and billions of dollars are being pumped into gaming every year. And then if you combine gaming with blockchain, I mean, that's just a magic formula out there, right? You can, play to earn games that are coming up right now are just incredible. But there's also quite cool games that are coming up, which are wonderful games to play, build your own metaverse, and earn some valuable NFTs or valuable rewards during your gaming time. So all of these amazing projects are coming to Dubai and coming to the AIBC event. And anybody who's interested, just reach out to Kevin, reach out to us, and we will happily give you a gold ticket, or however they call them, platinum tickets. So you
Sounds great. Oh yeah, about the link, Google Form link, you can drop it under the voice chat channel, so everyone who's interested can go visit the channel. And yeah, so we'll be taking questions from the crowd, if that's all right for you guys. The crypto god, you're up.
Sure.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes. First off, I thank you for taking questions from the callers. I myself, I represent the hip hop community. We're building out a custom metaverse, which we call the Moneyverse, as well as a cryptocurrency and NFT platform. My question was in relation to the infrastructure. I know you offer access to financing, yet the custom metaverse building capacity, how does that work for organizations like ourselves that are interested in building metaverses? And then secondly, what do you see the future being of connected DAOs, as so many people are building DAOs on top of the Polygon network and other networks such as ourselves. And also, I definitely need a platinum pass. I cannot miss that opportunity. I need a platinum pass.
Are you gonna be in Dubai at the time?
I will be in Dubai March 20th through 23rd. Me and a few other representatives of the hip hop community.
You are invited, and if you send us the details of your project that you're building, not only that, we'll put you on the stage and talk about your project, because it's very important for me. It's very important to support artists, because I think, to be honest, I think the creativity and the artists will save the world, with the beautiful talent and the beautiful art that you're creating. So reach out, give us a shout, we'll put you on stage, and you can talk about the metaverse that you're building for hip hop artists. So that's one. Second, I think about the metaverse tools that you are planning to build. I think maybe Kevin is best to answer that, if it's Polygon protocol related.
Yes.
Sorry. Could you repeat?
Well, the question is, there's a continued interest in DAO technology.
Mhm.
So individuals and organizations such as ourselves who are building decentralized tech projects with our own DAOs, how do you see interconnected DAOs being in the future? How do you see that being DAOs connected to other DAOs utilizing your platform? How do you see that working?
Well, there's definitely gonna be a ton of DAOs working interconnected to each other in the metaverse, right?
Yes.
So I think the question is, can each DAO find your own niche, your own audience, your own community, and really make it work from your DAO standpoint? That is purely my personal opinion. And it's a huge market out there. I think it's a really interesting time to be building right now. What you guys are doing, it's really amazing. So we are like the early phases of this entire opportunity, I would say, that every one of us, and there's ample opportunity for everyone, every DAO.
Yes. Definitely, Kevin.
Sounds
And
really
a little
interesting.
more specific though, Kevin, the DAOs communicating to each other, decentralized autonomous organizations communicating and growing with other decentralized autonomous organizations on the Polygon network. Do you see Polygon itself building infrastructure to allow that, or do you see that as being private enterprises pushing technology forward?
Everything is on the table, to be honest. Even Polygon, I can't speak for the entire team, but I think even Polygon is very early. Like we probably like 10% of the roadmap, I think. And there's a ton of stuff that we could probably explore in the future. So everything's on the table. So really, really exciting times.
Yes, well, I appreciate that. Appreciate the response. I'm not going to hog the time and the floor. I know you have other people. I will be looking forward to speaking more to you, Kevin, and seeing you, Irina, in Dubai in March.
Awesome.
Awesome,
And
man.
another thing to add to the Crypto God, I like the nickname. There are several projects that are building various interoperability between the blockchains, between the DAOs, between even metaverses. Because imagine we all build our own metaverse and we just hang out there and we don't talk to each other. Well, that's not going to be much fun, right? You have to have metaverses interacting with each other and talking to each other. And right now, there are a few, like layer 2, maybe you can call them, protocols that are building that, bridges, interoperability. Of course, it's early days because bridges are being hacked. So we're still such early days, which is incredible. Less than 5% of the world's population holds any crypto. So we are those early movers that have to make things happen, and that's what we're here for, to make things happen. So all the amazing ideas, and I'm sure, and I know for a fact that Polygon team have so many things going on, and I'm pretty sure interoperability is one of those things, because imagine everybody builds a separate DAO, everybody builds a separate metaverse. Well, that's not gonna take us far, is it?
No, and I appreciate you guys taking the time for the answer. Again, this is Hip Hop Stocks with an X. If you guys want to check us out, hiphopstocks with an X.com. We should be launching our app in July 1st, Independence Day. Thanks for the time.
Awesome. All the best, man. So
Thanks.
we're gonna take more questions from the crowd.
Please.
Aeon, you're up.
Hi guys, thank you for having me. Beautiful space to sharing ideas. I was listening to for you guys about this challenge about community and DAO, and I have a specific question about how do you guys see this connection between DAOs and games in some gamification process? So just introduce myself a bit. We are building a game that is more connected with self-awareness, and we're trying to put a little bit of learning context in the process, and we're making kind of word inspired in sacred geometry. And beside that, we are applying those kind of human approach, like gamification approach in real life, meaning in events and music stuffs. Yes, and I like try to like we try to give you a bit of meaning in this metaverse space instead of just play with competition games or just try to connect with more human approach. So yes, I have been thinking a lot about this kind of DAO and gamification process. How the games, like like those, how you can use like some triggers, how you can play with a bit of human behavior to make this DAO, let's say, challenge a bit of more alive, let's say, and make people more, giving your best in this space. Yes, my question is really simple. Actually, I took out just how do you guys see this DAO and games together in somehow? It's some challenge that I'm trying to solve for a long time. I didn't find the answer already yet. Sorry, but I'm feeling that we are in the way, and I'll be happy for any insights or any interaction. Thank you so much.
What when you're talking about gaming and DAO, do you mean gamifying the DAO so people are more involved and the community of DAO is more involved? Or are you talking about decentralized autonomous organizations for games and to building, for example, you have I don't know, some game that you're currently playing with your friends and to building that into a DAO?
Yes, Irina, good question. Actually, it's kind of is in two ways because we are facing this kind of duality right now. Because, for example, just to make clear, we are making a game that we try to introduce more human design approach in that game, more in kind of human behavior. And in the process, you're learning something as coding, as science, and kind of basic stuffs. And this is another context that I'm trying to connect is the DAO in a gamification process, in kind of gamification methodologies and approach to make this take decision process more, create engagement and people feel more into is the buff. I'm asking both sides. Because one side we are making like games, 3D games. In another side, we're trying to gamify some events as retreats, as music festivals. So yes, you can answer whatever you feel more connected. Thank you.
As a lawyer, I would probably start with a definition. What is a DAO? So we all know what a DAO is, but very few people know what DAO does, right? What is a DAO? Why do we need a DAO? So let's think about, hundreds and hundreds of years ago when a few people got together and they decided to build a railway. And that's how the first limited liability companies came up because, hundreds of wealthy individuals got together, pooled their capital, and decided to build a railway. That's how commerce basically developed. Before that, hundreds of wealthy individuals got together, bought a ship, like a vessel, and sailed from UK to India to get some spices and to bring it back. That is basically your early days of DAOs. A whole bunch of people got together to do to perform a commercial activity. Then various countries introduced various legislation saying this is a limited liability company, this is a partnership, and then an identity was given to basically a piece of paper that says this company is now called Polygon Limited, for example. This company can now enter into contracts. This company can now hold assets. This company can now hire people, pay salaries, hire offices, etc., etc. So now let's take it to Web3 economy, right? We have a whole huge community. Let's say Polygon, thousands of people, UpLift, thousands of people. A whole community comes together and says, we want to be a decentralized autonomous organization. We are a Web3 company, so we don't believe into, a piece of paper that some government gives us, because government cannot really govern us in a way that we want to be governed, because we are all located in different countries and different jurisdictions across the world, and we're building on blockchain, because blockchain does not submit to a jurisdiction of a government. So now let's take this concept to your game. So you're building a game, you're building a community, you're building a project, and you decide that the people who are building it with you, the people who are part of your community, will all own a little bit of the project, or alternatively, they will have a say how the project develops. That's why we have, DAO governance rules. That's why we have DAO voting, etc., etc. So, for example, in UpLift, we've introduced DAO voting. So the community actually decides the course of the project. The community decides what is happening with the assets which the community pulled together. So I assume the same with your project. You have a community who invested or pulled the resources together to build your project. So now, from your point of view, you can decide, or the community decides, okay, this is how we run our DAO, this is how we operate it, this is how we manage it, this is how we run the assets which belong to the DAO. But also gamification, whether you're building a game or whether you're building, a DeFi protocol or anything else, gamification is super, super important. And I heard you mention educational parts of your project. You complete tasks, and in the meantime, you learn certain skills or knowledge, which is very useful as well, because we all know how popular Coursera is. They're a $1 billion company, and other sort of web type of projects. But if you put those educational projects into Web3, where I owe a little bit of your DAO, and all of us 45 people here, we owe a little bit of your DAO, and we all grow it and work it and put all the knowledge together. I think that is quite powerful, and this is the future. I absolutely believe that the future of companies, and I use companies in a very loose sense because we have to define things somehow. The future of companies, the future of pooling capital, the future of governing capital and managing assets and pooling assets, I believe belongs to DAO. Absolutely. I do not see how centralized organizations will own the future. I mean, look at what's happening with fiat. Did you see what's happening with markets today? Did you see what happened with Russian ruble today? It's just ridiculous, right? Decentralized currency is absolutely the future, and decentralized companies is the future. Decentralized organizations is the future. And maybe I'm a little bit idealistic, but I definitely believe that's where we're gonna get.
Yes, awesome, Irina. Thank you so much. Yes, it's this. You talked about something about decision, It's actually, it's have been my whole journey through this gamification process, because I was applying some tools in real life to try to take, like, learning ancient tools, like ancient teachings, to try to mix with modern technology and try to apply in real life how we can make better decisions. Yes, thank you for the definition. I'm really grateful. I can see now like a kind of shifting. And yes, thank you for having me in this space. Probably if I can share like the work that we have been doing, I can put in link or something else. But yes, thank you so much for having me, and great work.
Thank you. Thank you for the question. So, yep, I think we're really excited. So maybe a little step back to about UpLift DAO. And I'm actually really curious, is there anything that you can share that what are the exciting things that you have accomplished so far with UpLift DAO? And what's the mission? What's next? So just share it with us.
You want to take a shower? Because I've been hogging the space.
I thought you might be feeling like that, so but I was going to let you prompt me first. So like I said, we've only been around for like 5 months, so we're really proud of what we've achieved so far. So we've got a staking platform where people are staking the UpLift tokens, so the Lift tokens, and we've got 6,000 people staking already, with almost $3 million worth of Lift staked, and like I said, we've got a vast global community. So if you come into our Discord, we've got like separate channels for the Ukrainian, Hungarian, Japanese, German, like communities are actually active. It's not just like idle channels that are sat there. So we're really proud of that global community that we've created, and the way that everybody sort of steps up, the community steps up and looks after each other, kind of thing. And that sort of ethos that we've instilled, or they've instilled, I feel like, within the community themselves, is just something to be really proud of. We've also partnered with, as soon as very, very soon after launching, we partnered with Ikigai Ventures, which is like a massive VC that's always at the forefront of all things gaming and things like that. And like we mentioned, we are sponsoring AIBC, which is a big deal. We've already had our first 3 IDOs in the space of a few months, and they've all been very successful. And we've also got lots of partnerships. I think there was one more that we were going to announce today. I don't know if we've announced it yet, so if I can share it or not, but we've got more and more partnerships sort of coming every day, and we are again honored to be partnered as well with yourselves, with Polygon, and hoping that will help our ecosystem as well as yours. So that's a big move for us. And we also have a strong partnership with Neo Protocol. So that's one of our major sort of backers, and we have basic access to their network, and they support us with our endeavors. So that's what we've achieved so far. The other thing that we did is actually, after like a month of being around, we won an award for being the best launch pad, and I think it's to do that was encouraged by our community members, who obviously voted that for us to get that award. But also we stood out in the sense that we were making like big moves after launching, and we also have a community sort of led ethos where our community, like I said, calls the shots, right? And we also reward our community by encouraging them to refer other people to the platform, so that they can benefit with a referral bonus on their staked Lift and things like that. So we try to incentivize the community as much as we can. And I think that's what keeps the community happy. It encourages them, and it keeps them loyal and devoted, I guess. I don't want to say loyal, but yeah, devoted to UpLift and the vision. And they see themselves as part of UpLift rather than just, bystanders that are just participating in IDOs. They really like emotionally invested as well as financially invested, So that's what's driving us forward, and that's what we've accomplished, and that's what we're really proud of. So yeah.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
Irina, did you have anything to add to my list of achievements?
No, we're quite young kids on the block, and we've working really hard, and our community is working really hard, pushing us forward. Yes, winning the Accelerator of the Year award was quite exciting for all of us, because the community nominated us, the community voted for us, the community pushed us forward, and when the council went up on the stage to pick up the award, we're like, yeah, we're doing it for our community. We're just we're just basically the executing arms of our head, which is the community. That was pretty cool. And yes, we've partnered up with a few VCs, and there's a really good reason for that, because as you know, crypto VCs seeding the project, so they're investing seed capital, and Polygon themselves have acquired a large VC arm. So you're seeding the projects, but then eventually the projects will need to do an IDO, and VCs like working with us because we really look after the projects and we really help. We review the tokenomics, and if we don't, if we see issues, we help. From legal point of view, we look at the project, how the project is structured, and if I see tax issues, if I see potential liabilities, if I see potential issues, right away we say, no, we need to change here and there to make sure that the projects are as successful as possible. So we are here to make sure that the project is, we help the project as much as we can, and then of course it's for the project and for the founding team to push it forward. But it's always good for entrepreneurs, and entrepreneurs like working with us because we give this helping hand. And if you're building a project out there, if you're building a Web3 project out there, you know how much help you need. You basically take all the help you can possibly have, and that's why the projects like working with us.
The other thing is, what's something that Alex says, he wasn't able to make it today, but there's something that he did want me to focus on was, UpLift hasn't been built like a shortcut. We haven't cut any corners. We've done everything the right way, the hard way, with a proper legal structure. Even our admins have like proper signed contracts. All of our partnerships are watertight. We don't just go around announcing tenuous relationships with potential partnerships. We make sure that everything is all above board. Even our processes, internal processes, are watertight. Our KYCs that we do are by on Fido, so like the top. We try to get the top providers for everything. We also partnered with Zokyo quite early on to audit our contracts and things, and the benefit of having Zokyo who is an auditor as a partner, it helps us. It's something that we can provide to new projects that are wanting to launch on our platform. So as you're aware, like just to get a contract audited can be really expensive, and we're not saying that we'll pay for that, but having an auditor on board helps that process, so that it's a smoother process for the IDO platform. So at the moment, for example, if you want to get your contract audited, you're waiting 6 months for because that's how busy they are, and sometimes they'll just take a glance at it and they're not doing a thorough job of it, and it's something that you could have just done yourself online. That's the attention that they're giving to projects at the moment because that's how busy they are. And I think that having a partnership with Zokyo is something that can help not just us, but also the projects that we help, we accelerate, incubate, and have ideas with us, that we can help them for the longevity of their project.
Got it. So to the audience listening, it's basically like adding a lot of additional value rather than just being a normal launchpad.
Exactly.
Cool. We have Pixelman NFT. He has a very interesting question. Would you like to ask it yourself?
Yes, hello. So my question
Hi.
is, how can you do marketing with a low audience?
With a
How,
what? Sorry.
how can you do
No,
marketing with no audience?
Yep,
Yes.
I think I can. I think what he's trying to say is he's a young kid, 13-year-old. Really awesome.
How old are you, Pixelman?
I'm 13.
13. Where are you located?
Excuse me?
Which country are you in?
Finland.
Finland. Oh my God, it's amazing. I mean, kids nowadays will honestly own the future. I mean, it's just amazing.
Mind blown.
You watch those, 12-year-olds, 15-year-olds building projects and coming up with amazing things. I mean, it's just
Yeah, that's why I think he's more like asking for advice. Like if you have a small audience initially, how do you grow your community? How do you grow your project? I think that's the question he's asking.
yeah. So Pixelman, if I were you, and I'm a little bit older than 13 years old, so I have a little bit of experience. What I would do, I would partner with projects. I will partner with people that have the audience. For example, if you're building on Polygon, here you are talking to Kevin, who is in charge of the community, and you tell him, Kevin, I've got this beautiful project. Why can't I? Let's have an AMA, and I'll tell you all about my project. Or for example, UpLift. We have an audience, and you can say, hey guys, in UpLift, I have this project I'm building. Let's talk about it. And this is just us two here, right? So search Twitter, search Discord, find people who have community, find people that you can relate to, right? Because I imagine you do something with NFTs, judging by your name. So find people who are passionate about NFTs. For example, there was the Crypto God guy here. I think he's left already. He's building a metaverse for hip hop artists. Sure, he has a huge community. I mean, because hip hop artists are quite popular. Offer a couple of NFTs to them as a co-partnership and piggyback on their community. So the idea is piggybacking of other communities and being friends with as many communities as you can.
I think you're doing the right thing, Pixelmen, for actually being here and turning up, and we already know your name, so you know what you're doing. I think you should continue doing what you're doing. Obviously, I don't know what product you are trying to market. This is definitely a question for our CMO, Natalie, marketing lead. But I think you're doing the right thing, and if you continue doing this sort of thing, even Twitter Spaces are really, really great for that at the moment. They're on fire, right? I'm sure you know that, and you can just jump into as many as you want all day long, and just request the mic and talk about yourself. And that's a really good way of just getting your name out there, getting your ideas out there, getting noticed, networking. People remember you. Like, I'm gonna remember you now, like the 13-year-old that jumped on the Discord. So yeah, definitely you're going to be memorable, and I think you're going about it the right way. So well done.
And don't be shy. That's another thing, is the worst that can happen is that somebody will say no. For example, you come to a project and say, hey guys, I want to partner up with you. And they say, no. That's the worst thing that's going to happen. But what's the best thing going to happen? That they'll say yes, and your project explodes. So don't be shy, for sure. Like, don't take 100 no's, get 100 yeses, and off to the moon you go.
Keep
Yes.
creating content wherever possible. Keep doing it. If you're starting a Twitter space or one of these Discord chats, or I don't know if you're on TikTok, if you make a little TikTok instructional video, educational video around crypto or something that you're interested in, just keep creating content and getting your sort of self noticed out there.
Yes.
I hope that answers your question.
Yes, I have one more question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Or actually a problem, because my Discord server has 100 members, and like every project, I asked do they want to do a collaboration. They say no because my server is too small.
Hello.
I don't know how to. So I think that's the idea, right? To grow your Discord server, to grow your Twitter, and to reach out to people. Like we said, you may ask 10 people and they'll say no, but the 11th person will say yes. So don't stop asking. Just continue pushing forward. Being an entrepreneur, you need to get used to hearing no's.
Yeah.
And being knocked down, and then eventually people will start saying yes.
I'll tell you what, Pixel Men, actually, we're going to be having a hangout weekly or bi-weekly. It's going to be starting very soon, so make sure you join ours, and you can definitely join our Discord hangout channel every week or whenever we have it, every 2 weeks, okay? And we can talk about topics that you want to talk about, and you can join in. So you're welcome to join our Discord channel. Maybe you'll, gather some following there, but don't give up, and stay on Twitter. And like I said, Twitter Spaces is a good way to join in the conversation. So maybe people won't come to your server just yet, but there's nothing stopping you from going to others and joining in there.
I think just personally, to expand a little bit on that, obviously you already have 100 members, means you have a niche market, you have a community. You got to know why are they in the server, and then you figure out where they hang out, and from there you try to grow your own community as well. So it's a process. And it's not going to be way too easy, but it's something that you have to go through if you're running a project. That's just my 2 cents. So hopefully that answers your question, and do drop us a DM.
Yes, okay, thank you very much.
Okay, all the best, man.
Yeah, thank you.
All the best.
All right. So interesting one. Oh, what a young guy. Okay, back to UpLift DAO. So we have heard a little bit about the team, heard about what exciting stuff you guys are working on. And I'm actually curious, do you have like an elevator pitch for UpLift DAO? Like the one-liner or a short paragraph that we understand what you guys do, what's your special sauce? Anyone can take this question. You can expand a little bit on that.
We're a community of angel investors accelerating and launching Web3 projects. That's basically probably the shortest answer of what we are. And in addition, a little bit longer answer is not only that we accelerate and launch projects, but we support them with additional help and services, what Web3 projects require. And we're working with awesome people in the VC space, so we can have your project funded, and we're working with protocols like Polygon that Web3 projects can build on.
Nice. So we have another question from the audience. Joseph Darrow, you're up. Hey, are you there? You're muted.
Hi, can you hear me?
Hi, yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, yeah. My name is Joseph. I'm a new blockchain dev, Solidity and Web3. I don't really have a question right now.
Okay.
You don't have a question, you just want to hang out with us? Well, thank you for this. Nice to meet you, Space Rider.
Yeah. So whoever is looking for a dev, just volunteering, not looking for a job really. I just want to volunteer on projects, work with people, familiarize myself with the community really. Since I'm kind of new to this.
Sorry, was that a question? What was that?
Sorry, I can't hear you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Not very well. Go on.
Yeah,
very well.
I said I'm volunteering myself for whoever needs a dev. software dev, blockchain, Web3 dev.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, so
I'm
you're
kind of
All right.
looking for a job. Okay. Well, that's good. I'm sure your skills are required. So yeah. Definitely join our, I think it'd be an idea to join our Discord and see if there's any opportunities come up for you in the future. At the moment, we're not really looking, but what happens is with our community, like I said, like they're very self-sufficient in the sense that they're very active in and will create like things for us, like content for us, or suggest things. So even if you want to like make a suggestion, or not just with UpLift DAO, but like just generally, if you join a project and you think, you know what, you guys should change XYZ, or if you give any feedback, maybe they'll ask you to build something for them. Yeah. So what kind of developer are you? Is it like software, or is it web? What is it?
Yeah, I'm blockchain dev basically.
Which
Started learning
language are you using? Solidity?
Solidity and React.
Solidity and React. Yeah, so there's no shortage of jobs for them, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure that people would need that. So yeah, just I'd say stay in like channels and make suggestions, and sometimes like there's bounties out, right, where you can like build something to resolve certain things. I know loads of projects do that. They'll put it to the community to say, look, we need this built, or a bridge built, or wherever it might be, and then if you do that, you can earn the bounty, like based on certain milestones. So yeah, keep an eye out for stuff like that.
Yep. To expand a little bit on that, Joseph, I would recommend you to stay active in the Polygon server under developers channel, as well as the Polygon ecosystem DAO server. And maybe you can drop me a DM as well. I'm sure that a lot of people are looking for devs, so hopefully you can get one that suits your appetite. All the best,
Okay.
man. Just drop me a
Thank
DM.
you.
All the best.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. So, do we have any other questions actually from the audience? Meanwhile, maybe this is a question for either of you can answer, right? Obviously, you guys are in a very interesting space. So, what crypto trends are you really most excited about?
I think I kind of alluded to that previously. I'm very excited about Gamify. I'm very excited play to earn, play and earn. And of course, metaverse is something is very hot right now. To me personally, it's a little bit scary. Will we end up living in a metaverse and we'll forget to live in the real world? But Gamify, I think, is absolutely the future of crypto. That's how, according to some numbers, less than 5% of the world's population hold crypto. So, but there's so many gamers, and gaming sector is the most valuable entertainment sector. So if we take if we leverage, we as a crypto community leverage gamers and gaming projects, we can definitely get to double-digit adoption rates. Right now we're in single-digit adoption rates, but getting to double digits will will be possible within the next few years if we really leverage the gaming community. And this is what I'm seeing with the Gamify industry, with my personal investments that I'm making, with the investments I'm making through my venture fund. And we're seeing so much talent as well. So marrying gaming, play to earn with blockchain, I think is just a match made on blockchain. And that's why in Dubai, when we are organizing the event, there's a lot of focus on Gamify, NFTs, because that's really a great opportunity to build huge communities, build adoption, and of course build really successful projects. That's what I'm currently excited about. What are you excited about, Shiloh?
Yeah, so on the back of that, definitely still excited about gaming, although like it seems like crypto goes through trends, right? But gaming seems to be holding that holding that trophy still, with almost like, despite market action, still 2.5 million unique active wallets connect to gaming dApps on a daily basis. That's massive. So that could take on, you know, the likes of you know, real life games like I don't want to advertise any, but you know, like Call of Duty or Fortnite or wherever it might be. So it just goes to show the power of crypto, but also the adoption of crypto. And it's funny because like in 2016 we wouldn't have thought, oh, gaming's going to be big on blockchain. Like, we wouldn't have thought that at all. We were thinking more about like the currency side of things, which currency is going to be adopted first by a bank, you know. But now it's more like, hold on, which blockchain can handle the most transactions for gaming? Which blockchain can give us on-chain gaming activity? And you know, never thought that there would be you know, the likes of Vulcan Forge or BSC, you know, taking over with all these gaming dApps and things. So it's a pleasure to sort of watch all these little, I say little, but it seemed like niches at the time, grow and evolve into these massive spaces. So and the other thing I'm excited about is not necessarily the NFT market in the way it is right now. So I know right now NFTs, everybody is aware NFTs are hyped, right? And I'm looking forward to seeing how that evolves. So for example, at the moment we see them as collections, and the you know, the collections that are doing the best on OpenSea and, you know, LooksRare or whatever are, you know, the ones that are generating 10 billion in sales and volume and stuff on a monthly basis. But it's going to be interesting to see which ones survive. So that's what I'm excited to see, is which ones will survive and stand the test of time. And secondly, I'm interested to see when people really unlock the use of NFTs. When will NFTs start being used as like a passport document, an identity document, somewhere where you know, store all of your income kind of thing, and you know, your own personal details that you can plug in to a metaverse and allow, you know, certain interactions with that NFT that could represent you, right? And how that interacts, how you can interact and go in and out of different metaverse using your personal NFT. This is my personal like thing that I think NFT is going to turn into, right? It could be anything. It might be used in a, you know, they might be used more often, adopted in real world scenarios, like for, you know, land registry documents that might become like a standard across the world of, you know, registering your land documentation as an NFT on a platform, and everybody starts using it globally. That's what I'm looking for, that breakthrough of where people stop seeing NFTs as just a collector's item and which one's going to be worth more, you know, like a painting or something, and look at more at the use of it in the metaverse and generally in life, in real life scenarios, when people stop referring to it as a database or an NFT, and it's more seamless and it's so adopted that we don't even refer to them in NFTs anymore. It just becomes really normal, you know? It's like saying at the moment when you open your laptop up or whatever, you don't say, oh, I'm going onto my operating system and boot up my operating system. You just open your laptop up and you say, oh, you know, I'm on Chrome or whatever it is. So all those technical terms, I think, will just drop off. That's what I'm looking forward to, that sort of adoption. But yeah, metaverse, I think, is going to be huge, whether we like it or not. Some people see it as something really dismal, some sort of nightmare version of the future where kids don't go out to play, and you know, they log in to the metaverse and meet their friends on there. Which is quite depressing when you think about it, but it looks like that's the way it's going. And you know, if you've watched Ready Player One, I think that is the future. I think everything will be, everything that you own will have like a digital twin, and I feel like the digital twin will hold more value than the actual real world thing. Sorry, I just went off on that.
No, this is fine. Thanks for the very insightful answer, both of you. So I kind of agree that we are just barely scratching the surface of all this. we're very lucky to be in this space. Really awesome. So I think there's no more questions from the chat. So would you guys like to wrap it up?
Yeah, 100%. So been really, really excited and look forward to joining Polygon for this AMA. So thank you so much for everybody who's turned up. Hoping that you all take time to fill in that form, the Google form that we dropped in the voice chat earlier. Because remember, not only can you guarantee yourself $100 allocation for BUSD to the next IDO, but you can also reserve yourself some exclusive entry into our event in Dubai. So if you're around in Dubai in those dates, then please make sure you fill in that form. If you're not in Dubai, then please don't tick the box to say that you want a ticket, because it could go to somebody else. But yeah, thank you so much for your time and the attention of me going on about metaverses and things. And yeah, thank you so much, Kevin, for hosting and organizing this AMA.
No problem, no problem. Oh yeah, just one more thing. Maybe you guys would like to share your socials on the chat, so people who are interested in UpLift DAO can go check you guys out.
Perfect. I'll just post a list of them in there just after this AMA. I'll do that now.
Awesome. Sorry, Irina, you were saying?
Yeah, I just wanted to thank you for this amazing AMA, and thank you for everybody who participated and for great questions, and Pixel Man and the Crypto God, and thank you so much for amazing questions, and look forward to chatting with you more.
Awesome, awesome. Thanks everyone for coming. This is Kevin. Have a nice day or evening wherever you are. Take care. Thanks everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you.